Some of us sometimes wonder what happens to St Andrews University students once they leave St Andrews. Some of them make good, and tonight we are one such person. Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome please Alex Atterson.
Good evening, St Andrews.
Good evening.
Oh, bloody hell. Just like to indulge in some social intercourse while I get sorted out. No, social. Well, it's been a long time. Yeah, this is permanent actually. No, anyway, it's really nice to be back again, and I've got all my instruments up here. And I actually was born and bred in Stirling. Well, no, not Stirling, Cambusbarron, which is, Stirling's a suburb of Cambusbarron. And it's very famous for lots of things, like me and my Uncle Sandy. And I studied here, and I live down now in Norwich, which, as you all know, is in East Anglia in England. They call it East Anglia because there's a lot of bent people there. But anyway, this is... So I thought it would be appropriate if I started off with an appropriate song. So this is an Irish traditional song from Ireland. You have to say that because a lot of them get written in Glasgow and Liverpool and Camden. It's called The Sailor and the Farmer's Daughter, and it's been translated from the Irish Gaelic, or Ers, that's with an E, into what passes from me as English. And if there's any English speakers here tonight, I apologise. But most of you will understand it. Incidentally, if anybody's tone deaf, I haven't started singing yet. Anyway, the thing is that... So, it's, the thing about this Ers, you see, it's a very economical language. Now, when... What, you're playing drafts? Yes, aye, exactly. Black drafts, you know. Anyway, no. It's a 666. Anyway, the thing is, if when you translate it from the Irish Gaelic, do take notes if you feel more at home, you know, we'll have questions at the interval. Yes, that is my record, and it is 250. No, anyway, it's, when you translate it into English, you get a lot of words left over from the first 3 lines in each four-line verse, and so all the words that are extra to the first 3 lines get pushed into the 4th line, which therefore varies in length, like other things we could name but won't, because it's the beer. And my hang-up is it hangs down. But anyway, the thing is that the main thing about it is it's got a chorus. Now, I've seen you've been sort of joining in a wee bit there with Sandy. So this is a very tricky chorus. I like to give you something to get your teeth into, as the bishop said to the actress. Now, anyway, the thing is, so if you don't get this chorus right away, don't worry, we'll stop and we'll rehearse it for 10 or 15 minutes and make you really happy. God. Anyway, here we go. Sailor and the Farmer's Daughter. Now a sailor courted a farmer's daughter that lived contagious to the town of Strabane. With love and melody he did besought her that she'd marry him before she marry any kind conditional classification whatsoever on earth of man. Nya. That was the chorus. Now if we can try it, and was that the St Andrews clap? Very catching. No, anyway, it's spread it around. No, anyway, the thing is that if you would like to join in on an Irish count, John McCormack, that dates you. 1, 2, 9. Nya. Well, you can only get better. Now, this farmer's daughter had proud possessions, 1 silver teapot and £2.10 in gold. Would you marry me, my bold salt... Oh, sorry, I've got a cold. Would you marry me, my bold saltwater sailor, if I wrap them up into a wee bundle and throw them down in the bottom of the ocean cold? Splash. Nya. Don't go mad. Sure, I'd marry you, me heart's conchantment, if you'd nothing better than your old mother's curse. So she made a bundle of all her possessions, threw them down at the bottom of the ocean cold. That ends that verse. Very terse. Nya. Now the sailor, he could swim like a ducky, quack, quack, so he dived in and he swam down deep below Gurgle. He found the bundle and he come up chuckling, ha ha, think, well, the funny gonna have it back to the south side of the hill and Balham slow. On the south side, facing the sun, out the cold north wind, nya, where were you? Now the farmer's daughter near killed herself laughing, for all that was in the bundle was an old pitney of a stone. A sailor quoted a farmer's daughter, now he wishes he'd left her alone. Yeah, great. Thanks very much. This used to be Jimmy Shand's accordion, but he dropped it in his beer one night and it shrank. So be careful what you drop in your beer. Sandy was singing about Scotland's national drink, whisky. And of course, because I live down in England, I drink quite a lot of whisky down there, and I'm always interested in the Englishman's ale, you know. And there's quite a lot of quite interesting ales sold down in England. Whitbread tankard. Watney's Red. Oh, it's great stuff. Oh, yes, it's medically approved. You know, the BMJ have a long article about it. Medically approved. It gives the kidneys a complete rest. Especially if you're a gnat. Anyway, the thing is, this is a little drinking song for falling down to. Some of you won't have so far to fall. It's called Down Where the Drunkards Roll, and at the end of each verse, that's what you've got to sing. Down where the drunkards roll twice. No, I don't mean down where the drunkards roll twice. I mean down where the drunkards roll twice. I'll just have a wee drink to steady myself. Sometimes I get so steady I can't move. It's a wee drink called Autumn Leaves. You take a sip, you change colour and you fall down. Anyway, I'd like to dedicate this song to my Uncle Sandy. He lives in Cambusbarron still, and he's a great drinking man. I was up at New Year and having a wee drink with him down the local boozer, and he was sat there with his pint in front of him, which was considerably fuller than mine is at the moment. Hello, Andy. And anyway, it's no, I need it at the moment. Get us in. What are you drinking? Oh, no, a beer, please, Alan. Heavy. That's Alan Taylor. He's getting in on my half. But he's got to come on later. Yeah, anyway, he was sat there with his pint in front of him, and suddenly into this pub in Cambusbarron flew this Japanese fly. You could tell it was a Japanese fly because it did a kamikaze into his pint. Well, it wasn't a very successful kamikaze, so it turned into Tarzan swimming back and forwards looking for creepers. There were no Scottish Liberals in there that night. So anyway, he sort of... Steel yourself for this. Anyway, he looked in amazement at the fly, and then he reached in with his finger and thumb and grasped it gently but firmly by the wings, lifted it out, suspended it there and said, spit it out. Anyway, this is... Down where the drunkards roll, down where the drunkards roll. Come on, let's hear you. If you can find the harmonies. Down where the drunkards roll. Once for luck. Down where the drunkards roll. See the boys out walking, the boys that look so fine, dressed up in green velvet, their silver buckles shine. Soon they'll be bleary-eyed under a keg of wine, down where the drunkards roll. Down where the drunkards roll. See that lover standing, staring at the ground, looking for the real thing. Lies were all he found. You can find the real thing, it'll only cost £1. Down where the drunkards roll. Down where the drunkards roll. There goes a troubled woman, she dreams a troubled dream, lives out on the highway, keeps her money clean. Soon she'll be returning to the place where she's the queen, down where the drunkards roll, down where the drunkards roll. You can be a gambler who never drew a hand. You can be a sailor who never left dry land. You can be Lord Jesus, all the world will understand, down where the drunkards roll, down where the drunkards roll. Down where the drunkards roll, down where the drunkards roll. Well sung. Great. Thanks, Alan. Do you want me to fill it from here? Oh, thanks, Alan. Just because he's got 2 records on sale tonight. Dearer than mine. This is a song off my record. I've actually had 2 records out. The other one I did myself. It's called Roundabout, and you can't get it anymore. I recorded it, and a couple of friends called Dick Cadbury, who used to be in a group called Totem, and a guy called Diz Disley, quite a well-known guitar player. He would have been here tonight, but he's off playing with some frog fiddle player called Stufan Gropoli or something. But anyway, and the thing was, I made this and sort of took the tape round the big record companies, you know, like RCA and Capitol and Decca and Argo. That's what they all said, Argo away, you know. And none of them were interested. Well, one of them was interested. Virgin Records were interested, but they don't put a hole in the middle. So I made it myself and sold it around, and I've got this new one now, which has nothing to do with me, really. Anyway, this is an English traditional song from Wiltshire called The Reaper. R-E-A-P-E-R, The Reaper. And it's about reaping in a field. And it's got a chorus which says, "From daylight to starlight, through the noisy heat of noon, no rest we'll find but to reap and bind till the coming of the moon." And it's sort of all about sort of that. It's subtitled Goodbye the Albion Dance Band. Or will Tiger please turn down his bass a bit? From daylight to starlight, through the noisy heat of noon, no rest we'll find but to reap and bind till the coming of the moon. Would you like to try it? Yeah? From daylight to starlight, through the noisy heat of noon, no rest we'll find but to reap and bind till the coming of the moon. The tutted lark is over the plain, the southern breezes blow, the dew balm's wet on the bending grain, cheerily, merrily, oh, the panting horses of the day leap into the western sky. Now 'tis time to be up and away, my nut-brown lass and I. From daylight to starlight, through the noisy heat of noon, no rest we'll find but to reap and bind till the coming of the moon. 'Tis pleasant with my nut-brown lass when southern breezes blow, to tread the dewy meadow grass cheerily, merrily, oh, to stoop amidst the golden rust, my sickle in my hand, and scatter the scarlet poppy dust that reddens all the land. from daylight to starlight, through the noisy heat of noon. No rest we'll find but to reap and bind till the coming of the moon. Bring out the bonny wholesome ale and let the river flow, for the tipsy sun hangs over the dale, cheerily, merrily. Oh, the dewbum and the honey leaf, the poppy and the grain, are gathered in the scented sheaf to die upon the plain. From daylight to starlight, to the noisy heat of noon, no rest we'll find but to reap and bind till the coming of the moon. One more. From daylight to starlight, through the noisy heat of noon, no rest we'll find but to reap and bind till the coming of the moon. Good. Right on. Thank you. This next song is a sort of it's a sort of it's a song for thinking to. There are different types of humour around, some which are sort of virtually international and others of which are very local. You know, like Billy Connolly. Now, he's not an international comedian, really. A lot of people think he is, but they don't understand half of what he says, which is just as well. I mean, he's not even a Scottish comedian. Not even a Glasgow comedian, he's a Partick comedian. That's local, you know, but there are other types of humour that are international. And the nicest type of humour that I've heard recently is American type of humour, which is all based on what's the question to which the answer is so-and-so. Like, for instance, what's the question to which the answer is Dr. Livingstone, I presume? And the question is, what is your full name, Dr. Presume? Or the one that leads into this ditty, this philosophical song, which is, what's the question to which the answer is 9W? And the question is, does your name begin with V, Herr Wittgenstein? But my favourite one is, what's the question to which the answer is cock robin? And the question is, what was that up me back, Batman? Anyway, this is the last. I'll do a couple. Is that somebody trying to explain it to an American? You've got to explain a lot to him. Are there any Americans here tonight? Don't tell us. I'm sure there are. Harkness never knew what he was doing. Anyway. Oh dear. Here's to us and yours, and here's to you and yours. And when us and yours meet you and yours, we'll drink for yours and yours. Buns. Fred Buns, 11 Railway Road, Kirkcaldy. Anyway, this is it's a little thing. You may have heard Wiz Jones sing this, and it was written by a guy called Alan Tunbridge, and it's called Stick a Little Label on It. No, it's a Crean song. No, and it's got a chorus which says, stick a little label on it, no one will know just what it was that frightened them so. Come on and stick a little label on it, give it a name, and everything can go on just the same. Except if you sing it like that, it doesn't fit in with the music, so you have to sing at the end, and everything can go on just the same. Sort of free-form folk. I mean, you've heard of free-form jazz. This is free-form folk, you know. Folk's got an answer for everything. You've heard of punk rock. Now, punk rock, that's where the performer stands on the stage and screams obscenities at the audience. Punk folk's slightly different. But anyway, this is... Stick a little label on it. No one will know just what it was that frightened them so. Come on and stick a little label on it. Give it a name, and everything can go on just the same. It's daft. You've got to imagine yourself about 6 years of age, you know. Some of you will find this easier than others. Philosophy students, art students generally, you know. I'm a scientist, you can tell that, you know, because I'm suave and debonair. Who's that sitting at the back? Don't you shuffle your feet anymore? Stick a little label on it, no one will know. No one will know just what it was that frightened them so. Come on and stick a little label on it, give it a name. Give it a name, everything can go on just the same. Mount Palomar, California, astronomer works all night. Check and double check in the redshift, holy God, can this be right? So he dashes out that night in the morning and he telephones another man. He said, there's something out there in the universe like a galaxy going bang. And he said, stick a little label on it, Patrick. No one will know more just what it was that frightened them so. Come on and stick a little label on it, give it a name. Give it a name, everything can go on just the same. Kooky old Chinaman fooling around to benefit the human race invented a bag of black powder and it blew up in his face. I saw the gods have spoken and the legends they are true. So he took it along to Confucius and he asked him what to do. And he said, stick a little label on it, Ying Tong. No one will know, John, just what it was that frightened them so. Come on and stick a little label on it, give it a name. Give it a name, and everything can go on just the same. Back in the good old golden age, some fella made a funny find. Investigating what the world's made of nearly blew his Grecian mind. So he gathered all the others together, and he told them a peculiar thing. He said, everything is made out of everything else, and it all goes round in rings. And they said, stick a little label on it, Harry. No one will know just what it was that frightened them so. Come on and stick a little label on it, give it a name. Give it a name, and everything can go on just the same. Great. Good. This is it's a poem set to music, which I've done. You're a very typical folk club, aren't you, really? I mean, there's always a wee bit of noise, shuffling about, people explaining the jokes to their friends, going out and get a drink, asking what the hell he's on about, chatting up the bird sitting behind you, until your guitar goes out of tune and then everybody stops whatever they're doing. Isn't that true? Eh? As Derek Brimstone says, are you massing for a charge? Anyway. It seems the world is divided into three groups of people. Group one, those that have read Lord of the Rings several times. Group two, those that have never read Lord of the Rings, don't want to read Lord of the Rings, don't want to know anything about Lord of the Rings, wish Lord of the Rings had never been written, far less written, published, printed, talked about, sold, etc. Because all the friends in group one keep saying, have you read Lord of the Rings yet? And never diminish in group three, those that are reading Lord of the Rings for the first time. Well, this is for group three. Save you a lot of trouble. Right at the end of the story, the two main hobbits, Bilbo and Frodo, and the elves, you can see them all covering up their ears. Bilbo and Frodo and the elves and Gandalf the magician. You know Gandalf, the man who can do the impossible, a sort of a Middle-earth Wedgwood Ben. Except Gandalf's a nice guy and his magic works. Anyway, they get into this sailing boat and they sail away from the Green Havens. And Tolkien wrote a poem called Bilbo's Last Song, or At the Grey Havens, which isn't in any of the books. It came out in a nice poster which a friend of mine gave me, and one night I got back off the road and about 3 o'clock in the morning, pretty tired, and a little tune came into my head for it. So this is it. If you do know the words, it's a very simple tune, so do join in. Days ended in my eyes, but journey long before me lies. Farewell, friends, I hear the call. The ship's beside the stony wall. Foam is white and waves are grey. Beyond the sunset leads my way. Foam is salt, the wind is free. I hear the rising of the sea. Farewell, friends, the sails are set. The wind is east, the moorings fret. Shadows long before me lie, beneath the ever-bending sky. But islands lie behind the sun, that I shall raise ere all is done. Lands that are to west of west, where night is quiet and sleep is rest. Guided by the lonely star, beyond the utmost harbour bar, I'll find the havens fair and free, and beaches of the starlit sea. Ship, my ship, I seek in the west, and fields and mountains ever blessed. Farewell to Middle Earth at last. I see the star above my mast. Ship, my ship, I seek in the west, and fields and mountains ever blessed. Farewell to Middle Earth at last. I see the star above my mast. Sorry, Mike.
It's all right, Alex.
Knock, knock. I'll do that again. Knock, knock. Ribena. Ribena, wild rover firm. I like the musical ones. Things like knock, knock. Chester. Chester song at what? You like that one, lovey? Or knock, knock. Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise have seen the glory of the coming. Or the international ones, like the Scottish traditional knock, knock joke, which goes, knock, knock. Gordon. Gordon, your blood red roses, Gordon. Or the Irish knock, knock. You start. Who's there? And then there's the Swiss knock, knock joke, which goes, the Swiss, you knock 3 times, didn't you? The Swiss knock, knock joke, which goes, knock, knock. Come on, 6 years of age, come on. It's not difficult for students. 6 years of age, 7. Yeah, be lucky. Knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Kno Oh, I forgot the bugger. I just spoiled two at one go, innit? Oh, yeah. No. I'll do it again. Knock, knock. And your old lady, too. I didn't know you could jodel. That wasn't a very good one. Anyway, there's the German one, which is slightly heavier, because they're all schlossed over there. No, it goes, Klopf, klopf. Wer ist da? Sam. Sam wer? Somewhere over the rainbow. Doobie doobie doo. Or the French one, which goes, frap, frap. Qui est là? Lost. Lost key? Oui. Frap, frap. Yeah. The told you it was catching, didn't I? Or the one which I really wanted to sort of help you with, because you maybe, if you've been to the club before, it's generally downstairs, and so you're up here and you're not quite sure if you've been supping a lot and that. And this will help. This is a West Country knock joke, and I mean the English West Country, the other side of Reading. And, the talk funny down there. So let's hear you all sort of put on your best West Country accents. Yeah. No, try and get it out, not in. Knock, knock! Wurzel! Through that door, down the stairs, straight up. Now this is oh bloody hell! I'm going to kill myself getting up here. I hope there's a mountain rescue team near it. Are you cold? I'm a wee bit cold, I've heard the damp clubs, but I've never been in a club with rising permafrost before. Anyway, it's just me. Really. This is a guitar instrumental. This will amaze you. This is it's called Goodbye Alan Taylor. Don't you be bloody rude when you buy me a pint next time, mate. Remember, I'll be sitting down there when you're doing your set. Anyway, let's go off early. This is a Maori fertility dance, and do join in. No, anyway, this is unless you're actually a Maori, you have to believe me when I say it's a Maori fertility dance. But anybody can tell it's a fertility dance because it speeds up towards the end. Anyway, this is it goes like this. Yeah. It's like the beast with 5 fingers. I've never been to New Zealand, but I have been told on good authority that when it comes time to leave New Zealand, the best thing to do is to come out of New Zealand, turn sharp left, and go about 1,000 miles up, and then turn sharp right, and hopefully you will come to the Tongan Isles in the South Seas, the Islands of Love. And this is a Tongan love song from Tonga in Tongan. Do join in. Oh, it's hard to say, honey watika chi chi chi, but in Tonga that means no. If I ever have the money, 'tis to Tonga I would go, where the beautiful Tongan maidens impatiently do wait. And by the time they've said, honey watika chi chi chi, it is usually too late. Anyway, this next one, what I'm going to do... No, I don't mind apathy, but I hate sympathy. No, I'm just going to go over onto the piano, and if I can slide off that. I think I've just got time to do this before I go over there. And... a wit. Nice to see the two of you. Anyway, this is a little poem, or was it a recitation? A recitation. If I say poem, it's a plosive, you see. So a recitation written by a poet. It's called the puddin. Now, some of you may be new up here, and you haven't been introduced to the delicacies of Scots cuisine. You will, especially if you're living in residence. I use the word living sort of loosely, you know, but anyway. The puddin is a great thing. It's a great delicacy. It was invented in Lancashire in a place called Bury in Lancashire, and that's what they should have done with it as soon as they invented it. This is the black puddin and none of the other nonsense. No, anyway, and anyway, we latched onto it pretty quickly because it's cheap and filling. And it goes a long way. Anyway, this is a little poem in which I play all the parts. Thank you. The Puddin by Anne Onimus. She wrote a lot in the 17th century. Yeah. A poet to his legends bound, a spied a wee bit shoppy, for sat black puddins, poit heed, and years of syrup toffee. He hung around the windy sleeket, around the door he done her, and then at last he courage to it, and then slowly won her. "Now for be ye," the old wife cried, "to brave such stormy weather." It was raining. "Oh, I'm a poet," he replied, "a great man was my father. He tried the papers with success, and in his situation, and now I'm on the very verge of utter sheer starvation getting. See, being a Scottish poet, I don't wear the trousers with the pockets, but do in fact wear the kilt without the pockets. But instead of that, I've got this big hairy thing called a sporran that dangles in front of you and protects your valuables. So here's a penny good old wife, the last of he be hodden, alas the best of friends mun pert, just honest out that puddin. Compassion felt the old wife's breast. She's a very well-developed old lady. Although she didn't show it, she took the biggest puddin in the place and handed it to the poet. Then up the street through slush and mud, Maxwell funny walk, the poet's feet went scudding, come to the door, thrust in the key, but lo, the lock was all unroosted. So he laid the puddin gently down to try the double pressure, and a wee bit cat came nipping her and absconded with his treasure. Come back! Come back, he cried in Crieff, or Calendar, or somewhere up there. As out of the roof the cat went scudding. He beat upon his breast and cried, "My puddin! Oh, my puddin!" Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. We're on this one now. Oh, great. Right. Oops. Aha. Could three of you big strong fellas come and tilt the piano up? Anyway. This will be good for a laugh. I'll probably go skeeting on my backside, innit? This is a blues. It's called In the Wee Midnight Hour, and it was written by a guy called Leroy Carr, who wrote a lot of good blues till he died of a social disease. And it was recorded by him and another guy called Scrapper Blackwell, scrap with Blackwell. He built a tunnel down in London, and it's a little number dedicated to the St Andrews Festival called In the Wee Midnight Hour. Because they tell me the bar never closes. Longing for the break of day, in the wee midnight hour, longing for the break of day, when the blues creep up on you, carry your mind away, while I lay in my bed, cannot go to sleep, while I lay in my bed, cannot go to sleep. My mind is troubled, my heart is sinking deep. Well, now my mind is turning back to days of long, long ago. Yeah, my mind is turning back to days of long, long ago. That woman I love, don't see her around no more. For me yesterday, been with me all night long. Thank you. I'll do one. Thank you. I'll just do one more on the piano, and then I'll hand back to Andy because we've got a lot to fit in. Thanks very much. It's been a great pleasure to come back to St Andrews again, and I wish I could stay up for the festival, but have a nice weekend. I'll be back down in Norwich. Great place, Norwich. Anybody here from Norwich? Don't show your hands. No, we don't want to embarrass you. No, it's usually people associate Norwich with two things: either the Broads. A lot of people come down and say, "Where's the Broads, man? Where's the Broad?" They say, "Well, you got it there. There's the boats on it." Boats on it? What's it doing? Isn't it? Stretches of cold water, you know. Or insurance companies. They're still advertising Punch. There's so many insurance companies in Norwich, they've started amalgamating. There's 5 of them have just amalgamated, got a big new 20-storey glass and concrete creation where the cathedral used to be, quite easy to find. And they think they can do more for mankind. And anyway, the thing is that they wanted some sort of emblem to put up above their door and on their letterheads to represent the 5 companies coming together. So they got 10 designers to put in designs, and 9 of them were pretty ordinary, but the 10th one was quite interesting. St Andrews. Imagine, this is not a a little poster advertising Heather Whittaker on Sunday the 16th of October, but is in fact a shield quartered with a circle in the middle. Some of you will find this easier than others. And in each quarter there's a man in bed with a woman, and in the middle there's a baby sucking its thumb. So they get the young guy in and they say, well, I put the whip away till later, dear, I'll be off in a minute. Strapping lass. They say, we like your drawing, Jimmy, because they're all Scots. They say, we like your drawing, Jimmy, but we don't quite see how it represents the 5 companies, otherwise we'd use it. He said, well, it's very simple, gentlemen. He said, there's a shield quartered and a circle, that's 5 parts. And he says, the first quarter, that's a man in bed with his wife, that's legal in general. And the second one, that's a man in bed with his secretary, that's employer's liability. And the third one, that's a man in bed with his mistress, that's mutual trust. And the fourth one, that's a man in bed with a woman of the streets, that's commercial union. And the baby in the middle, general accident. Thank you. This you can sort of take your shoes off and hum along, or clap your hands, or rattle your chains, or wave your checkbooks. It's a little traditional Scottish jazz number called Dr. McJazz, or as it's subtitled, "Are you all right now, Dr. Cameron? Aye, fine, Janet, a wee bit to the left and we'll be well away." Or, "Oh, Dr. Finlay, have you something for the wind?" "Aye, Janet, here's a kite." Well, hello, Central, give me Dr. Jazz. Now he's got what I need, I'll say he has. When I'm trouble-bound and I get the blues, he's the guy that makes me get out both of my dancing shoes. The more I get, the more I want, it seems. I'll page old Dr. Jazz in all my dreams. When I'm trouble-bound and mixed, he's the guy that gets me fixed. Hello, Central, give me Dr. Jazz. Take it, Louis, here we go. Give me Dr. Jazz. Now he's got what I need, I'll say he has. He has. When I'm trouble-bound and I get the blues, he's the guy that makes me get out both of my dancing shoes. You heard about the Irish Morris dancers that kept falling off the bonnet. Well, the more I get, the more I want, it seems. I'll page old Dr. Jazz in all my dreams. When I'm trouble-bound and mixture, he's the guy that gets me fixed, yeah. Hello, Central, give me Dr. Jazz. That's what I'll say. Hello, Central, give me Dr. Jazz. Once more today, well, hello, Central, give me Dr. Jazz. Yeah, jazz, yeah. Bassy, boop, boop, dee, dee, oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Just a very quick one. This is an international blues. No, I shan't. It's called Joe Bugner's Blues, or Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out. Anyway, if the fella sitting next to you, or the lady, or the person, enough confusion. If they don't join in and sing on this, it means they're not down and out. That means they've got money in their pocket. That means when we have the interval, they can buy the next round. Hands up all those who aren't going to sing. Once I lived the life of a millionaire, spending my money, I didn't care, taking my friends out for a good time, drinking bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. Then I started to fall down low. I had no friends, no place to go. If I ever get my hands on $1 again, I'm gonna hold on to it till the eagles grin. Nobody knows you, St. Andrews. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Come on. When you're down and out, in my pocket not one penny. In my pocket, not one penny. And my friends, I haven't any. And my friends, I haven't any. If I ever get up on my feet again, if I ever get up on my feet again, everybody's going to want to be my long-lost friend. That's mighty strange. That's mighty strange, without a doubt. Without a doubt, nobody knows you. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Hiya, Mike.
Hello, Alex. How are you, sir?
Well, if I ever get up on my feet again, everybody's gonna wanna be my long-lost friend. It's mighty strange now, without a doubt. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. I mean, when you're down and out. Good evening, friends. Thanks very much. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Atterson. Fantastic.